welcome back to my channel, Cupra Car Mania. I'm going to do a quick, more in-depth video about the drone on the car. I've had a few messages on YouTube asking the question, so I'm going to I'm on my way to work now. I've got like a variant of driving. I've got like 30s, I've got 50s, I've got motorway driving, so it should give you a good understanding of how the car sounds with the Res Delete fitted. So the windows are up, there's no outside noise. I'm hoping my iPhone will pick up the sounds and you're not jogging around too much, because the setup I have is not great, but hopefully it'll give you some kind of understanding of what the sound is. I'm going to be pulling out onto a main road here, so a little bit of acceleration, I think hard, just gentle, as you would normally. It depends what you're after. If you don't want the drone, because there is drone, of course there is drone, Christ. But if you're not that fussed about a little bit of drone every now and then, this is a bit for you. But if you are, don't even think about it. Go spend another 800 quid and get yourself a proper catback exhaust system, you know. So we're coming to a roundabout now and it takes us straight into a 60, so obviously again I'll be able to put my foot down a bit to give you some kind of understanding on how it sounds. So got around this corner now, obviously there's a car in front of me being a bit of a grandad, so, but slow acceleration, there you go. So that's just pulling up to 50 miles an hour. As you can see, I wasn't going slowly. A little bit of drone as you put your foot down, nothing major. That's 60. Put my foot down a little bit. 65. Yeah. So at the moment I'm running around in eco mode. So the exhaust isn't being used to its full potential, because obviously I'm not using it. I'm not using the car for that. So once I go for a little place called Royal Wootton Bassett, I'll have to go on the dual carriageway, which is 70 mile an hour. I can put it into sport, and then you can hear the difference in what the exhaust sounds like, just a little bit throaty and a little bit drony, as you probably heard. So it just sounds amazing, and for me that's enough for me. For £150, come on. Right, so I'm in eco at the moment. 20, 40, 50, 60. I mean, to be fair, that didn't sound any louder than my old Volvo V50 diesel. You know, it sounded nicer, but it didn't sound any louder. Everybody has a different tastes and likes. I might like something that someone else might hate. You know, that is the way it is. Now, just because I like it doesn't mean Joe Bloggs is going to like it. So I'll have my opinion. It's not for everybody, but I'm trying to put these videos out here to show what it would be like if you had a car you wanted to slightly mod, not spend a massive amount of money on, just to do a simple mod. And literally it's simple. I mean, to be fair, I'm not a DIY guy. I can break anything. I can take anything apart, but putting things back together is just not my forte. But even I reckon I could have probably put the Res Delete on this. It's that simple. But because I wanted that properly, I took it to a garage. So for a mod that's so simple to put on, for £150, keep saying it, it's worth it. You know? but it might not be for others. So there's no point me saying, oh, it's great, it's the best thing since sliced bread, when other people might think, oh shit, this bloke's talking a load of rubbish. You know, don't go on my, you know, I always said, you know, I'm down in Wiltshire. If someone within the Wiltshire area wants to come down and listen to my car, by all means do so. Pop us a message via Instagram or YouTube, and we'll meet up and you can have a listen to it. And you can see what you think. So my advice would be, if you've got friends with a Cupra that's got this Res Delete fitted, ask if you can hear it and make your decision from there. You know, these videos are purely for a guideline basis, and not everybody's going to approve, and not everybody's going to agree with me, like they haven't, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. So I could resist. A little bit of a bridge. I do apologise about the lighting in here today as well. Obviously my setup is, I've got a phone holder and an iPhone 7, and that's it. I haven't got no GoPro, no top of the notch setup. So apologies about the bumpy ride and the bad quality of video, but I'm hoping you'll be able to hear everything going on. So that snow is coming down big time now. Let's hope it does go away by the morning, because I don't fancy having to travel home in the snow. It does make me a little bit angry though that these cars were set up in a way to be quieter than the Golf R. You know, why have they sent this car out, which is the top of their range, apart from the R, sounding like that? It just makes me so angry that, you know, VW Group mute this car because they don't want to outsell in the Golf R. It's bad enough they don't make it with four-wheel drive. You know, they put the quad exhaust system on the Golf R, but they leave the double on the twin on the Seat. Now, I'm impressed with the exhaust on this car. For standard, it's a really good exhaust, but I like the look of the R, the quad. I just think they missed a trick there with this car. But then, like I said, VW do not want this car outselling their Golf R. That'd be, you know, how would they explain that? That's why they muted it. That's why it hasn't got as much power, you know. But for a driving car, now I haven't had the privilege of driving an R. Hopefully one day I will. But to beat the grin factor on this car, it'd have to be a hell of a drive. Have to be a hell of a drive. And I've read reports, and I've read, you know, from professional car enthusiasts, that although that the R has got more power and it's got the four-wheel drive, this is a better car to drive. So say. Now that's just an opinion I've heard, I've read. People will probably correct me on that, but well, they probably have their opinions. It's little things like the water jets, the windscreen wash. You know, they are useless. It's like someone dribbling. You know, there's no way in hell's chance VW would put that kind of thing on their VWs, on their Golfs. But on this car, unless you pay for an upgrade, and I'm not entirely sure if they're any better anyway, I think you would have to actually buy aftermarket to actually get the decent spray, but it's terrible, you know. It's just little things. I mean, this is a £30,000 car, and they put stupid little things like that on there. It's like, you know, there are little things that annoy you, but the things that don't annoy you outweigh the things that do. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, I leave work, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'll get to drive my Cupra, and I'm thinking, yep. And the other thing that does for me, when you're in standard drive, or I don't know, what's this guy doing? Do you want two lanes here, buddy? Off you go. The other thing is, if you're in standard mode, eco drive, when you put your foot down in this, the steering feels really vague. Now you can counteract that by slapping it into Cupra, and it tightens up everything, all the suspension, all the dampeners and all that. It's great. But if you're just cruising along and some idiot comes up behind you and you want to just knock it back into sport you you've got to faff about with all the bloody buttons. You know, and you're trying to drive along, you got some dickhead up your ass. You don't want to be fat. You just want to click it down a gear. For me, keep it in Cupra all the time. Just have a car that stayed in Cupra. You've got the sport option. This is great, but it's in Cupra mode all the time. You know, I didn't buy a Cupra to save fuel. If I wanted to save fuel, I'd buy a diesel. Right, so I'm going to put it into sport. We're in second, coming down the dual carriageway. Okay, 60, 66, 70. That's 70, that's legal speed limit. So now I'm just going to put it back into drive. So I'm doing 70 miles an hour now. In a blizzard. So again, 71 miles an hour. Cruising along. I'm happy. There is a little bit of noise back there. If I put my foot down. But you would have that on a normal exhaust. And the way it kicks itself down, the way it goes, you know, it gives it a blip with the accelerator and then it kicks it down. Oh, it's amazing. It sounds so good. And it does it for you. Now obviously in a manual you'd have to put the clutch down, give it a blip and then, you know, release the clutch. This does it all, there you go. Does it all for you. So if you've liked what you've seen today, make sure you like and subscribe. I will be doing a video coming up shortly. I've ordered a max air filter for the car. So I've got a friend who knows, like I said earlier, I can't do stuff like that. So I've got a friend who said he'd give me a hand putting it in. And I'm going to do a video on that to show you how to fit that and what it sounds like. So that's coming up in the next few weeks. Like I said, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.